It's exciting to talk about the Seoul Dynasty versus the LA Valiants because I do think we are going to see exactly that dirty bubble composition. I know you hate that, Trid, but...
Rockets goes for the 1v1 against Dia. Bot has stall being contested. Nice sleep coming out from Coldest. As the objective is going to be reclaimed, and Fitz gets deleted by Dia and co. As they will hopefully try and wrestle back complete control of the objective. Sarshin takes out the LUCIO. Dia, oh no, it's not looking good for Seoul Dynasty right now. They held onto that for a long time, but finally the robot goes back in the opposite direction. There's the go button. Profits in the middle, ramping up to try and get the Death Blossom online. It's a big condensed fight. It could have been big. Becky beats him to the punch, finding Creative and Fitz. Profit still got the ultimate online, chasing down everyone, but LA Valiant have got control of the robot once more. They're able to escape, but this has to be done in overtime.
Has to, and then they have to try to utilize this grab smartly here too. They do isolate Becky a bit, but Becky isn't going to be able to get taken care of to the Wraith right out of there. Instead, Smurf is still trying to manage to nail him down. He finds Lengsa. They trade that though with Becky, and Sashin actually finding Creative and Profit. That only leaves up to Vindame to keep the rest of Dynasty alive, and it's enough. You see Fitz, you see Smurf, you see them popping off. Smurf on that Zarya, learning from just yesterday.
Away from the objective, hunting for Profit, who's already used that Wraith form. They now have the obstacle, but they're in a condensed space. The Death Blossom paints them against the walls as Becky finds two before going down. Dia finding the third. Overtime's going to tick away. I said that I thought the Seoul were going to win this map, Vicky. I said the match, but...
Having Fitz on the Widow playing on the backline, and then Profit having to also play passively. He wouldn't really have anybody to dive in with him here. But the Nano Boost now onto Becky, trying to find an opportunity over by the flank side. A nice anti onto Smurf, but they're going to be able to back away in time. But Becky definitely will with Fitz having that Discord Orb. Something else we got to highlight here with Creative being on the Zen.
Yeah, it is going to help him burst targets down a lot faster. I was getting concerned there about the dive, but Anthony did not land in the right place. Landed onto the tank. Creative finding two on the Zenyatta. Sarshin and Coldest out of the way. Goes for the jump shot. Not to be found. Profit tries the exact same move and gets dropped the second he appears up there. Isolated Dia, but they can't find the shot as Smurf takes Becky out of the sky. Fitz follows up for another. Seoul Dynasty are in a great position right now.
This is beautiful. With Creative being on the Zen, the follows with these Discord Orbs have just been something else. A nice anti onto Smurf again, but the way that the Dynasty are playing this, riding on so much momentum, Sasha needs to be careful. They want to take control over this quarter, but you don't have Coldest, you don't have Lengsa, and you're going to get deleted.
Right there.
And
that's
the duplicate
Sachin.
too? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Becky actually went in to try to commit to that there.
That's big. I feel like that was not the team saying, Lensha, go do that. I feel like that was Lensha going, I'm doing this, and the rest of the team reacting to save him, trying to escort like the baby deer out of deep water before they just run back in again. Sarshin's about to get that Graviton Surge online. Needs to worry more about surviving. Feel like that wasn't the most efficient use, but his team is going to make it work anyway. Anti-Nathan, the shots coming in from Dia, and there's the cut down from Becky to halt the Seoul Dynasty push.
This is because look how close this payload is right there. Still have 2 minutes to spare, and the rest of the Valiants are trying to find a way to control here with Profit, who had already used up that bot. But look at Fitz, he's still going. He finds Becky out of the spawn room gates.
The LA Valiant are about a bit of a leaky valve right now, Vicky. They're just dripping everywhere when it comes to kills. No coordinated push. Yeah, and look how Profit's playing around the terrain, not showing himself. Okay, so I feel like that's kind of my fault. Well, Creative's found Becky to answer that back. That should not be happening. Oh no, Vindame! Vindame went for the res playing around the death floor and just went below and ended up dying. Sarshin then cleans up
here.
Becky can't go down. There's the Nano Boost given over. Dragon Blade comes out. Oh, the Accretion will not find the connection. Cannot find a kill until he hits Smurf. Goes immediately up to find Fitz. That's 2 for Becky. As he now turns his attention to the support line. But Profit is answered back. Finding Coldest and Lengsa hiding away as he now turns the attention to Dia. Spawn advantage is there, and Seoul Dynasty will close out the map. And Tactical Visor can't step out the window, getting a lot of focus. The Stalker will go and hunt down Dia. Just keeping everyone off the streets right now, away from that rally. Becky goes in with the Death Blossom, hit with the anti-nade. Good shielding there to keep him alive, and Smurf is able to escape the onslaught. trading back and forth with Stalker, who's making the real difference here, picking up the kills, his third of the fight. Out and shut down the LA Valiant in the streets of Control. They already used that early. Prophet has the position, using the tactical visor, invulnerability frames from the duplication, stopped another kill from coming in. Still find both the support. Sashin has nothing left to play with. He's given over to Deer as well. A lot of resources pumped into the Soldier 76, paying them dividends as Sashin will find the final blow. Smurf cannot get behind the railing. That's a big monkey and a big hitbox. And LA Valiant, I think they've done enough to be able to get into this final section, because Dia is just able to flick with the Helix rockets.
And Dia was also going in from the backline. Stalker knew too.
Sashin is going to help top him up.
To the sleep of the grab, and they had no chance there. And now the Valiant are mopping around the Dynasty to clear the entire point with the Death Blossom. And with little to no time, he got 8 seconds there, but the Valiant managed to take that payload to the finish line. Time around also about to get their own duplicate, gonna follow up with Smurf onto the high ground, but a nice big anti from Coldest as everybody photos themselves inside of this hallway. Smurf backs up a little bit, still managed to live, but without Vindame, they don't have the sustainability. They really only have creative here, and the Valiant still clean up this point.
Who was up there with them, really? You just in this fight. But he just descended from the heavens there on his back. Becky then assassinates the Doomfist. This is not looking good for Seoul. Prophet's down as well. That was two of your big guns. Kratos got a hack. Should be sprayed down here quite easily by Becky, as Lengsa will flay as much as they can to secure the kills. And Seoul Dynasty didn't even get a third of the pie, Vicky. Match point for the LA Valiants.
That position, but they have to look at the blade that Becky has. Coldest already used that nano boost onto Sashin earlier that they countered with the sleep dart, but at least Lengsa just has the sustainability with the sound barriers. Becky's gonna be able to move in.
Has that Dragon Blade out, hunting for a kill. Dia gets his eardrums blown out by Vindame. Finally see the Seoul Dynasty hold on to it. Team kill, 90 energy there.
Dia manages to get away in time while the rest of the Valiant managed to come in, but Prophet with the Death Blossom there too blocks out any way for them to just back away.
They just had a Beyblade competition right there. They both spun up the Death Blossom and Prophet sent Dia. And you're going to have the flip finally come in from the LA Valiants.
Wow. Even with that big ante, Vindane gets taken out. Now the immediate reverse though. Lengsa finding the Battle Mercy, headshots onto creative, but Prophet immediately going to retaliate, saying you're not going to be able to get away with that. Overtime has been taking away for so long, and meanwhile, the Dynasty had to clean up a little bit around the Valiant, despite the contention coming in.
Yeah, we're going to have Becky taken out of the sky there by Prophet with the right click. They're going to die on the point. Smurf's taking a nap. You just see Lengsa up there in the high ground trying to bounce around the rafters to keep it going, but the Seoul Dynasty, Dia taking a nap up on the high ground. A Smurf will finally take down the opposing Zarya. And they just have to hide in this building. They've not really been able to make a dent on the Dynasty yet.
They can't even break through the building. They're not the Kool-Aid man. They can't break through these walls, but Smurf with the grab to block out the doorway too. They were duking it out on that doorway for so long, and look at Smurf fully charged up basically. All that damage output. And
Vicky, they're right outside the base, and they've got basically 4 minutes left to do this, and there's no signs of LA Valiant digging their heels in. They finally get the easy harm Death Blossom to go and take out Smurf, but it's just one kill that comes from it. The momentum's still in push. We might actually see Seoul Dynasty complete this, Vicky.
Huge here if the Valiant managed to get this pick,
but they can't this time.
You have nowhere to run, and now you have the high ground for free here if you're Fitstrid.
It's a target-rich environment, but it's not enough. LA Valiant threw everything at the Seoul Dynasty there. They got a couple of kills, but Fit's problem has not been resolved. Saving that fight for the Seoul Dynasty. Knew where they were coming from. Tactical Visor popped. He's right behind him. Where are they playing around? What's the cover position for them? I don't think they've got it. Smurf takes out Sashin. They're dabbling around, trying to toggle the aggro from the raid boss that is Dia. Able to do it beautifully. Overtime ticks down. Just one final contest coming out here. Coldest, you're an Ana. You're not designed to hold objectives like that. The Seoul Dynasty. It was shaky there, but they deny LA Valiant their first win.
Man, I wasn't as confident as I was expecting.